Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy, and why do I have weird shadows from that angle? Odd, because the light's all weird. Let's turn this guy up a bit. I suppose I can turn that off. There, is that better? Yeah, a little bit, not much. At any rate, we are going to paint a little watercolor today. I have, if I can find this, there we go, sketched out a kind of a little bit of a stylized rosebud and a butterfly, and I thought that we would use my Magello Pure Pigment set of watercolors. These are beautiful paints. I just, they're not my, M-Gram's my go-to palette, so I need to, you know, mix things up a little bit here and there and use my other fabulous paints. I have so 24, this is the 26 set with that includes the black and white as well. One second. Alright, let's start over. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy, and today's our Watercolor Wednesday, and we are going to, I have my Fluid 100 300-pound watercolor paper, and the only reason it's taped is because I wanted a tiny border around the entire piece. Otherwise I wouldn't bother taping down a 300-pound paper. You don't really need to. I have the Holbein soft tape. I have this little bitty bit left, which is what I used to tape it down. And I have out my Gold Class Mission Pure Pigment set of Magello watercolors. They come in this box. Let's see. They come in this box. I have swatched them all out, all the lovely, lovely, beautiful colors on decent watercolor paper. My swatch for to be in here needs to be redone. It's on crappy watercolor paper, so the colors aren't as vibrant and bright and lovely. But I thought I'd show you the different colors that are in the set, including black and white. The black's right here. The white, of course, is, I mean, nobody swatches white. But it comes in the box with information, pamphlets, a little cover, and then all the glorious tubes of paint, which I have put in this palette for now. Once I go through them in this palette, if I don't care for how this palette works, I will move them to a different palette. I've discovered I really like ceramic palettes. They're very nice. At any rate, I have sketched out a little bit of a stylized rosebud and a butterfly on my page, and I went ahead and spritzed my palette to kind of get things, you know, moistening, get them moving a little bit. I have a afternoon cup of coffee. I don't normally do an afternoon cup of coffee, but I figured I'm gonna be up late tonight, so I might as well. Over here, you can see the gray bin is my set of Castle Arts watercolor pencils, which I have my cute little plastic cups in, and these little pop-up tins sorted by greens and blues, reds, yellows, or reds and pinks and purples, and then earth tones, you know, your oranges, yellows, browns, and then all the grays are here. And they all live here so that I can tote them from room to room and area to area. I thought I might want to use those for finishing touches we'll see how things go. And to keep it a Watercolor Wednesday piece, I want to use my watercolor pencils. I'm going to go ahead and put in a background. I'm going to go ahead and spritz the entire page. Kind of around the butterfly. He doesn't really need to be super wet right now. Like that. And like that around his wing, up to his wing. This paper tends to be pretty thirsty, so. But I also love how it works. So I'm down to 2 sheets, this one and one more. So I figured I'd give this a whirl. I'm gonna do this really pretty golden yellow color. Just want to kind of I don't know, a bright but not subdued, but a nice bright happy feeling background is what I'm going for here. Okay. There's that. There's our yellow. That's our permanent yellow light right there. Let's see, what other color do we want to put in our background? How about a little bit of purple? Let's get a little purpley color. We've got the dioxazine over here, which is kind of dark. How can we soften that? You add water, and it will soften. It will, although, turn brown if you mix it too much with your yellow, because they're complementary colors, and that's what happens when you mix yellow and purple. A little dot there, some water, maybe soften this, pull it through like this, like that. How's that? It's very bold. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's also throw in a touch of green. Which green do I want to use? Green gold. Green gold is gorgeous. Put that up there. Put a little bit down here. Right in there. Like that. Nothing wrong with a little bit of browns as well, like that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and encourage a little blending and a touch of movements. Like that, just to make it softer. I'll let that do its thing. Where's my tissue? There it is. Do have a little bit of a puddle down here. Just a little tappy tap like that. Maybe soften some of this so that it glows rather than. I don't want it to conflict too much with my butterfly that I'm going to put in. Soften out all that, soften that, there, soften that. How's that? That's kind of pretty. I'm digging it. Okay, let that be what it wants to be. Can always come in later and do other things if we want. Right? Right. I do want to pick up that purple a little bit. I think I might let this dry completely before we get in here and drop in our touch of yellow. Drop in our colors for our flower and butterfly. What do you guys think? Or maybe, perhaps, I could drop in some color. If I leave a little bit of white between the wing and the background, come in here. What color do I want my butterfly to be? I actually don't know. Pale blue. Let's put some little bit of blue on here and let that dry. Like that. And then maybe touch of it here and there on the body. And then I think some Quin magenta. 1, 2, 3, or violet. Violet maybe? Quin violet? That's pretty. Might be a little too dark, but I'll go ahead. Put some in. Messily at the bottom here, because I want that to kind of go down a little bit, like that. I don't mind that bleeding out right there, I don't think. Or do I? I might. Maybe we'll go ahead and do a little super dry brush, just picking up along that top edge. And we can always come in later and brighten up that background again along there if we need to. Our magenta really wants to move, doesn't it? I'm loving all that texture that we're getting. That's really pretty. Or the blue, and that's really gorgeous. I really haven't played with these paints much, so I don't know what they do on the page. But all of this spidering through here, let's zoom in. All of that beautiful spidering and a little bit of sedimentary action happening, I'm really digging that. I might, yeah, I don't want to fuss with it too much. Because I'm really liking how the blend looks. Digging it. What I would like to do also, too, and what for, is put a little wash on. I'm going to tint the flower. I don't want to tint the stem yet, color that in yet, because the paper's so wet that it will bleed around too much. And I am not prepared for that. I want that magenta color again in here. In there. Over here. And magenta, magenta, Do I want to go darker on this? Some of that might be nice. Ooh, bold. Yeah, that's pretty. Kind of let that bleed around a little bit. I'm just going to let that do what it wants to do. I'm playing with letting the colors do what they want on the page. I'm going to even leave that little blend. This is a little bit of a stylized piece, so I'm going to try not to mind too much the movement on the page. I do want a little more color right here. May have gotten a little carried away with that. Let's pick some up. Just encourage movement. Drop in a little more pure pigment. No pun intended. Ooh, look at that. Little stylized rose flower bud situation. Yeah, digging that. That looks awesome. I'm liking this too, how this is spidering out over here. Let's put a little more blue down here. So mixing it and making a different purple color. So pretty. So pretty. Digging it. Put some in here so that it can do a little mixing and blending on its own. A little movement. Like that. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna zoom out. There's what it's looking like so far. Hot mess, but so fun. Look at the colors on the page. That soft blend between the purple and the yellow, that would look amazing in a sky. And I have trouble with skies. I really do need to get more paper. And I know you can do amazing works, and plenty of artists do, on and more inexpensive, more student grade paper. It's a nice way to put that. I really do prefer to work on Arches or the Fabriano 100, which is what this is, brand of paper. And 300-pound paper, there's just nothing like it. It's expensive. You only get 8 sheets per pouch, and I think it's like 25 bucks for the pouch, 25, something like that, on Amazon. I'm sure you can get it cheaper on the artists' websites, but I don't very often order bulk paper. Which I honestly probably should. But yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a stylized piece, a little bit of whimsy to it. By the time we get things all said and done, I am digging how this flower has just taken on a life of its own and become it's just become what it wants to be. It just wants to be what it is. I do need to get my leaf needs to come all the way out to there. There we go. And this one as well needs to go to there. So there, we have this so far. I am in love with the blends and the textures. Look at this soft, like green, brown, purple situation going on over here. How pretty is that? There's the soft tones and a little bit of granulation. Yeah, I'm in love with this paint. Like I said, I haven't played with it much, so this is an adventure for me. Alright, I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to let this dry completely, all the way through. I'm not going to fuss with it. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to, I want to get in here and play, but if you do give in to that urge, all the spontaneous action on the page, you lose a lot of it. It disappears, it goes away and turns into mud. So, just going to let it be. I am going to dry the tape though, so I don't inadvertently later on, because this tends to not dry as quickly as the painting does. I don't want to inadvertently get, you know, droplets on the painting. And the 300-pound paper will completely flatten back out once it dries. It's bumped up a little bit right now. Just a skosh. But yeah, look at this gradation. I'm loving that. All this color mixing down here. Loving that. That whoosh out that way. Digging that. Yeah, this is so fun. So fun. Alright, I'm going to put that down. Stop. Don't do it. We'll be back in a little bit. Hi everyone, we are back. The paper is completely dry and super flat. So love this paper. Tape still stuck to the table, which is great. Yeah, I got myself a treat at the grocery store. Milk chocolate with almonds. This is our local Wegmans grocery store chocolate. Dig that packaging though, right? That's what drew me to these to begin with, and they're actually really good candy bars. So I got myself a treat, broke it all up already, and I just set it aside, and it'll last me like 3 days, 4 days. You grab a piece, you enjoy it, and then you move on with your day. Also, not that these go together at all, but I've been dying for one of my ice waters, so got ice water. These are slightly sparkling, healthy waters. Mango, the orange mango and the black raspberry are my favorites. The apple was a favorite too, but I can't find it anymore. I don't think they make it anymore, which doesn't make sense to me because apples is like the most common fruit ever, like ever. Okay, enough of that business. We're going to move on and finish up our painting. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. My colors here. Because I don't know this palette very well, so keeping this on hand. Let's set it up there. I want to use, I really dig the green gold, but I don't want to use it on its own. I'm not a fan of Viridian, but we'll grab some anyways. Mix that green gold with the Viridian maybe. Give me that. Yeah, that's much better. Because this doesn't really have a sap green in it, which is my overall favorite green. I just made a mess of the green gold, but it's alright. That's alright. It's okay. We're gonna play with it anyway. That green gold Viridian mix with some of this. Which one are you? Oh, this one's Viridian. That one's bamboo green. So maybe the Viridian's not that bad. I do like it mixed with the green gold to give me that dark green. Put a little bit of this in here. There's my yellow green. Alright, I'm a disaster. Contaminate my yellows all the time. All the time. I should have like set yellow in a completely separate container away from the rest of the paints. Because I really do contaminate the yellows quite a lot. That's alright. It's alright. Alright. And I would like a little bit of, what is this? What do I have going on over here? Let's take this yellow ochre and I need a brown, but I don't want it to be like a brown. Let's put some, ooh, that's an interesting color. I dig that. A little more yellow ochre in there maybe? Look at that. Tone it down a bit with some black. Oh, there's that. Alright, let us play here. Actually, I'm gonna, let's see. Just wetting in where my stem is. And it goes down like that. There. 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 I'm going to wet the page. I'm not going to fill it all in because there are some pretty bright highlights, which we can come back in afterwards with the, either if you don't have colored pencil, watercolor pencils, you can just use regular water or colored pencils for highlights or bringing something back. If you got things a little too dark, you can try that. Gouache over watercolor works really well because it's opaque, and you can really get in a super nice I wanted a thorn there, and then more stem, and then I want another thorn here. I'm not sure why I'm whispering, because this is the part where things are getting, it's getting real, man. Not really. It's just more precision work, really. If you want your, well, I don't mean to do it a lot of the time. Most of the time, I'm not even thinking about it. I just want my piece, my focal point to pop off the page. And a lot of times I get that 3D effect without even really trying all that much. So I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you that I stun myself sometimes because I get a 3D effect that I wasn't even trying for, just because I wasn't thinking about, maybe because that's why, right? I wasn't overthinking my issue, my situation. Put some of this down and let it bleed around there. But I wanted some of that brown red in here as well, kind of here and there. Just a bit on my thorns. That's a thorn. Visual interest, y'all. Visual interest. I'll put some actual red in there too. Because on rose stems, the stem itself sometimes does look like it has a reddish cast to it. So, yeah. A bit of that. Action. I think I'd like to take some straight what do you call this? Yellow ochre, and kind of that. Yeah, I dig that. This thorn got away from me when I was drawing it, so maybe it's more of a leaf instead of a thorn on that side. I don't know. I don't know. Put a little more yellow, that lighter ochre color through there. Let that mix around on the page. It looks nice. Soft glow right there. Yeah, that gives that a little bit of glow up there. That's nice. Accidental, but pleasurable. Let's put a little more just straight yellow in here. Here. And then maybe a little bit through there. That. Cool, does that look? Does it look cool? No? Maybe cool is the wrong word. Does it look totally awesome? Okay. Gives a bit of glow, right? Digging it. Digging it. Put some there. I was just watching, oh, what's his name? He's such a good artist. It's Edu. Oh, nuts. Now I'm going to have to look him up. I was just watching him out in the living room. Isn't there like a history, a viewing history? Go to YouTube, silly. I'm on my channel. History. Oh, I spelled that completely wrong. I'm not sure how to say it. Eruda, E-R-U-D-A art. E-R-U-D-A art. He's phenomenal. Just watched him do his watercolor dash fantastic painting dash, and then it's his channel name and number 88. It's really cool. I recommend it. There are certain artists, you know, that you watch that you, well, I forget, honestly, sometimes that I like an artist until I go back through my subscriptions, because I'm subscribed to so many people. Every once in a while, I'm like, I wonder where that person went. Like, they fell off the face of the planet for YouTube. Where in the world did they go? And I have a couple artists I'm disappointed, you know. They got their Patreon took off or whatever, and they kind of just disappear from YouTube, which makes me sad. Because, you know, YouTube's where you started. Where are you going? Even if you're just putting up a video a month, don't completely, like, leave. Not something I intend to do, is leave YouTube. Because it's, you know, it's where you start. Ooh, 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 that's really bright. I guess it balances out that, though, a little bit. Yeah, we'll just leave it in there. Put some up here, just squish there, and a touch there. Helps balance things. So, I think Minnie Small is one that I loved to watch her videos. I liked listening to her talk. And she just kind of disappeared. She put up a video the other day out of nowhere, and I was so excited. and then I was immediately disappointed because it was only like a little 15-minute, not a whole lot, you know, not just, I don't know, just disappointed me. So, every once in a while, I go through my subscriptions and see where I'm at with certain people, where they go, you know, what's up, how are things going, are you still on here? Did you just fall away? I mean, I know life circumstances mandate that sometimes you just gotta fall away, right? One of the people that I miss a lot is Dina Norland. I loved her channel, but she had health stuff, you know. She has health stuff, and that at least is understandable. So, at any rate, complaining aside, I ran across his channel again, and because I subscribe to so many people, I kind of forget that he's there, because most of his stuff is time-lapsed with music, and I'm just making it a little shadowier on the inside bit. A little bit of dark brown, and then drop the Viridian in on that side a little bit. Pew pew pew, like that. And then get some dark down here on the end of this one. Maybe a little dark on the edge of this guy. And you don't have to fill in all the gaps. Just a little bit just a little bit here and there is more than enough information for your eye to fill in the rest. A little dark there. Oops. Oh no. That's not pleasurable. I don't like it. I don't want it to be messy right there. Dang it. See? There we go. It's alright. Nobody panic. Don't get excited. Alright. Let's put that back in there. Since I fudged it up with my fat hand. There. And then be a little bit of red over here. That reddish color. Why not? And then touch brown. Touch brown. And some greens. On my weird twisty leaf. There we go. Yeah, I dig that. I'm gonna make this guy just a bit bigger like that. I dig that better. That's more better for me. Drop in some browns on this back side. Maybe a touch of yellow through the end, like that. Okay. I'll leave all that alone now. Let's go over to my flower. I was using this Quin Violet, which is really dark. Some water in it. And then Quin Violet, Permanent Rose. I like the Permanent Rose. It's one of my favorites. They're so close together though. I'll do that. I think I'm gonna embrace this raggedy shape that this turned into and just kind of roll with it. What do you guys think? I think we should roll with it. Lighten that up right there though. I'm thinking yes. I'll come in here. I am down to, I think it's 30, no, I'm down to 8 hours left in my 40-hour book that I'm listening to, and digging it like a lot, and This is supposed to be a rose, but I'm not strictly adhering. Maybe it's one of those jaggedy edged roses, you know? They have that. Or maybe it's a made up flower altogether. Because I can do that, because it's my art. Do what I want. But I like all that bleed that happened earlier. And I don't want it to just go away. So, embrace it. Embrace the madness. Alright. Drop in a little dark out here. Do we like the dark out here? We do. I'm going to put a little there. And a little there. And put some all through there. And put some down here. I might drop some dioxazine in there in a second too. Just because I don't want to use black for shadows a lot of the time. There you go. So I will go in with dioxazine or indigo or neutral tint. If I don't have neutral tint, I might, this is dioxazine, I might, I'm just going to let it do what it wants to do. Encourage it a little bit on this side though. Maybe encourage it a little over here. Like that. How's that? Party. Party. Alright. I want to fuss with this point right here, but I'm going to leave it alone. Leave it alone, lady. Alright. And gently get some dioxazine on the ruffly bits out here. Why not? Maybe some spots and jaggedy lines. Maybe, why not? That. Okay. Alright, we're going to leave the flower alone for a bit and work on our butterfly, our flutterby. Keep making a mess on my cool background. Frustrating myself. White spot, right? That's okay. There's some white spots on it. Leave it alone. Quit messing around, man. You can come in here and lift out right here. Come up like that. And lift out right here. Dry that brush. I forced it into a point with my hand. Come in and lift some of that out. Pull that down. We can come in here with, I gotta stop picking. I can come in with colored pencil in a minute and make some fine adjustments. Alright. Little chocolate. And a flutterby. We used Cobalt Blue number 2 is the name of this one. It's very purpley blue, which is super pretty. I feel like I want to... Ooh. That made an interesting purpley gray color. Look at that. I'm going to leave that alone. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get some clean water because... Can you see these? Oh, allow me. And I want to work on your pretty butterfly with green and purple water because it'll muck things up. Hardcore. So, un momento. Alright, clean water. Let's get moving. I think I dribbled on here a little bit. I heard a plop. take yourself down. Maybe I didn't. Okay. Nope, there it is. It's right there. Sneaky. Alright, let's do our butterfly. I'm very excited. I feel like I should get a thinner brush out as well for fine lines. This guy. I like him. Robert Simmons, Sapphire number 4, S85 down here, if that makes any difference. But it's got good snap, and I feel like I have nice control with this. So let's just start with that. I'm messing around with the bigger brushes and fudging things up in a way that I don't like. Let's come over here and get our blue in. I'm gonna, where he would be black, I'm gonna do blue, because I want to. That's the only reason, that's all I got. Because that's all I got. There's his eye. This is nature, and you never know, man. You never know what's happening in nature. Got a little feeler out here. Got a couple situations happening down here. And then, should I zoom in so you guys can see better what I'm doing? Whoa, sorry. Well, that tickle's been getting me for a while. I'm kind of digging all that floofy flower situation. The floofy flower. There. There. And then it's dark down here. Just got a little edge there. Make it a little darker on the very edge. So I'm digging the story of my all the characters that I'm reintroduced to in my Night Lord series. The series is Night Lord. The first title of the book is Night Lord. I'm not actually quite certain. Oh, just log me in. Thank you. I do wish, see, there's one thing Audible doesn't do that I do wish it did online. Hello? I'm a little busy. And that's move the book you're currently listening to the top of your list on the front of your page in your library. Or if there was a currently listening to section, like most currently listened to book. You know what I mean? Tab, section, something. Because I don't listen to it on my phone. And I don't, right, Amazon's letting me know. What? Amazon. Well, yeah, I logged in from New York. That's where I live. No, I'm not tapping on that. Stop it. Lurky searcher people. At any rate, I wish they did have, and if they do, and I don't know where it is, because it's been a long time since I've used Audible, when you're on your laptop, or even, you know, your tablet or whatever, not on your phone, because you have to download them onto your phone to listen to them, and I don't want to do that, because I'm home all the time. So, I do wish that it put the current book you're listening to at the top of your list instead of your most recently purchased book, which I already listened to. So I type in Night Lord in the search. Alright, so there's 4 books. Sean Burnett is the narrator, and I love his voice and his cadence and all of the different tones he uses for the characters. I just find him to be very pleasing. So there's 4 books. They're all Night Lord, but handily labeled. well, book 1 is just Sunset. Night Lord, semicolon, Sunset. So, if you're interested, it's a decent story, different take on vampires. There's orcs and fairies and magic and goblins, but in a very different way than you expect. It's not quite what you expect. If you want something a little different, where the vampires are not sparkly and your main character is fallible but endearing at the same time, it's a decent storyline. And it's not gory or bloody or anything, and it's not like a romance. It's one of the smutty, dirty romance novels. You know, when you're thinking you've got a cool action book, and yes, finally, and then, yeah, no. This book doesn't do that to you. Thank ya. Appreciate that. And then, let's see, what do I want to do here? Because I kind of did my own thing with the markings. Got a little swirly, a little crazy, because I wanted to. So I'm just going to do what I want with all the markings. Okay. He's got like a caterpillar body. It might be a moth. Some moths are pretty beautiful. When you think of moths, I know when I used to think of moths, I thought about the bug zapper that Mom and Dad had out on the porch. There are always, you know, terrible dead moths in there. We lived out in the country when I was young. So, yeah. And many other people that we knew had bug zappers at their homes too, so. But he has a very caterpillar-like visage. And what makes me think he might be part moth instead of more butterfly is the fur that's on him. Although some butterflies are highly furry, if you really look close up at their personage. They're pretty fuzzy. Like some bees are pretty fuzzy, and not just bumblebees. How's he looking? I'm digging him. And this is pretty dry, but technically wet onto dry paper. I'm not wetting the area. I'm not looking for bleed. I'm looking for control and precision. So, in order to get that, work wet onto dry, but keep careful control of your water, like how much water is on your brush. Always dabbing. And if it's too much immediately, go ahead and blot and, you know, redo. You can always blot. It's just a piece of paper. You can always start over. It's not the end of the world. If you completely mess up your piece, because I have done that a lot. Like a lot. Pretty regularly, actually. Most artists do. If you're new, and I'm looking to make those perfect pieces all the time, you're not gonna. Not all the time. That's not a reality. For every cool piece I do, there's 10 to 20 pieces that I'm like, ugh. What is happening? Why can't I do this? I'm gonna get a little bit of blue hairs going on. And then we're gonna come in with, I think I want to add some yellow green on him. And I have a butterfly up, but it's just for the shape and the idea of what he looks like. Because I'll show him to you. I can't. It's Pinterest. I can't show it to you. At any rate, there are about a gazillion pictures of butterflies on Pixabay, Pinterest, Unsplash, Pexels, you know, pick your poison. And a lot of times, instead of using them for perfect reference, I'll use them for the shape, the idea of what they look like. A speck of green right there. We're going to have to cover that up. Like, I liked the sweep. And I like this caterpillar-like body. But I'm going totally with different markings, different colors. And, oh yeah, I wanted to get some yellow green. Let's do a little more yellow over here. Green, yellow green. Maybe get some of that green gold. Clean the top of that sucker off. I made a mess of this green gold color with that other bamboo green all over it, which is ridiculous. Let's get a bigger brush and clean the top of that off. There we go. That's better. Put that there. Clean this guy off. Get some pure yellow, some green gold. Put over here. Just a touch of green in it. There we go. Alright. We'll come in here. Get some dark. Oh, I'm not liking how dark that is. Maybe we'll just go with the lemony yellow. Still feels a little dark. Maybe we need to mix that with some white. Let's clean this spot up. Like that. Because it has blue. The white has blue on it. Green. It's a disaster, I tell you. Just come in here, clean it up a bit. It's a mess. Go ahead and blot. There we go. There. Alright. That might work. Touch of yellow. Bit of white. A little more yellow. Bit of white. There we go. There. Wait, oh, there it is. Yep, too much water though. Way too much water. Just dry off the brush and set it in there and it'll pick it right up. If you have a brush that is thirsty, practice with different brushes to see which ones will pick color back up, because some won't. They don't, or they will, but not a lot. You know? Put some yellow up there. I might come in with dark blue and hit some highlights. A little green gold down here on his body. Down here. Like that. Wet brush. And just kind of spread it around like that. I'm just gonna dot up here because I want him to appear to be sparkly a little bit. And if I leave some white in certain spaces, because this moth, butterfly, dude, person situation is pretty sparkly looking, and I like that aspect, so I'm going to try to leave some of that sparkle like that. No. Alright, let's go in. I need a darker blue. Let's do this guy. Oh yeah, look at that business. This is Phthalo Cyan Light. Nothing light about this color. It's quite gorgeous. Here. You cannot see what I'm doing. Right here. Look at that business. This is the blue I was using. which is this guy up here, this one. Now I'm going to use a little bit of this one. Didn't realize you guys couldn't see my palette. Because I zoomed in. I forgot I zoomed in. Alright. Dark blue instead of black. Come in here and get a few. Get a few bold marks in. That's too much. Too much. That's a little better. There we go. There. There. Just a few dots there. On that edge. Then that. I'm just playing with design at this point. I should probably get onto the wings, otherwise this video is going to be 16 hours long. Because I could pick at something like this, literally. This is as bad as getting out the colored pencils and using just the colored pencils. Am I right? I think I'm right. There. Okay. Okay. Grab some more of that dark blue. Speckle it in right here. Like that. Can you see how easy it is to get lost in details? And then I stop talking, and then, yeah, the video's less entertaining, right? So that's his body for now. We're just going to let it do its thing. Let's use that same blue, that same phthalo cyan light. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to put in some marks. Some marks. Like that. Because it's my butterfly and I can do what I want, that's why. Okay. Like that. A little water. Just dragging that tip around. Is that looking alright? Coming out. Oh yeah, totally doing it. Okay. Oh, I should zoom it out a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. How's that? Are we digging it or not really? Ah, lost my blue. Alright. There. Here. There. That. I know it's supposed to be all uniform and gorgeous, but I don't want to. Like a lot. Just having fun. And it is okay to have fun with design elements, to put in things that maybe aren't there. Take that. Yeah, I could futz around with this for hours. Alright, let's just... I don't want to completely cover up all that sparkle that's going on there. Like that. I take that. Alright. I feel like I need to get some of this magenta-y color going on as well. Maybe not that dark. Swoop it right there. And maybe it comes out like this. Like that. I'm going to leave that whole line alone. I like how fuzzy it is. I dig it so much. A little water. A little water. Kind of embrace the fuzzy situation. There. Okay. Maybe make it a little dark through here. Up into here. And out. Sweep that on up. Let that be. Let it be. Sorry. Sometimes you just can't help yourself. Yeah, alright. Get over some bold spots. Why not? Why not? Like that. Into there. A little bit of dry brushing. Courage texture. Dig it. Okay. Do we want to put a couple more bold spots on him? There. Maybe in there. I can't really tell because, oh, there we go. I could tilt the screen a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. And if we put the blue in there as well, maybe it'll dry into a cool purpley color. Pew, 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 pew. Give us some dots, like that. Give us some dots, like that. Pew, 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 pew. I'm having fun now. Are we liking it or not really? Honestly, I feel like I could play with this for hours. Pew, 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 pew. Give some dots over here. And then maybe a big one right here. Because we're only seeing one wing, so we can do pretty much whatever design we want, right? Am I right? I think I am. I think I am. Pull that up like that. We're digging it. This long spot right here, I'd like to put some color on it, like that, and that lighter blue. Right in there, like that. Why not? How's he looking? Nuts. That's alright. That's okay. Now we can do, give a bit of contrast with that back wing, because oftentimes, even on moths and butterflies, the back of their wing is different completely than the underside of their wings. There's like a dragon, you know, all the mythical dragon stuff. Let's see, what else? Bats. Any flying creature, basically, a lot of times, their underneath their wings is a lot different than the top. So, with that in mind, maybe the back of the wing is a little darker for camouflage against predators, you know, those bird creatures that want to eat them. Birds and bats and other carnivores trying to wreck their day. We'll just come in and drop in some dark patterned back wing stuff. Why not? And then put in some of the red. Why not? Like that. To differentiate the situation at hand. How's that? Maybe he got a little damaged in battle right there. I'm gonna leave it. I like the shape. Plus it'll obliterate all these little wispy tendrils of color that are out there, which I don't want to completely obliterate. Because I like them. Alright, let's get this guy out of the water. I wonder if my little deerfoot stippler dude... The camera's so rude. I'm trying to show you guys something that turned off. This is a deerfoot stippler. It's literally shaped like a little deer hoof, and the end is flat but at an angle so that you can tap it and it creates different patterns. It'll give you, well, depending on how wet you get it. Maybe I should wet it down first and then dab, dab, dab. And it will give you some pretty neat textures without a lot of extra work. Do you want to work? A little inkier, sticky consistency is probably better. I'm going to give it that fuzzy look without you sitting here and doing every single little dot. You can get that softer fuzzy look like that. It's fun, right? Taking that, pick up some more, come over here, get in a little more action, like that, up into there, some right there. This is fun for me. I don't know how fun it is for you guys, if the noise is ASMR noise or if it's just annoying. Put a little more color right there. Maybe some right here. A little bit right there. And come up. It's a pretty stiff brush. Give you some neat textures. If that's what you're looking for. I mean, why not? Do you want to do much more to him? Or are we thinking he's pretty cool, and pretty good, and pretty close to done? I think I might want to grab some of the colored pencils, though. This is bugging me so much. Alright, let's see if I can pick that up without ruining it and making a white spot on the paper. Gently. Well, just kind of setting it there and letting it soak and then pick it up. That's a little less terrible. Alright, let's get in here with some colored pencils. Quit messing around with the paint. I would like one of my hold on. Princeton color white colored pencils. These are amazing for going over pretty much everything. If you lost your white, if you need a highlight, if you're looking for something opaque enough to really get in there, and because colored pencils will work, just a straight up colored pencil will work. But you can see it's not quite opaque enough to go over the watercolor. But this puppy will, is, and can, and does. I'll get a little glow on the edge of this right there. We like that? Yeah, we do. We do, we do. And lost a little bit of that waxy shine here and there, so we'll go in and just skim it over the top. Right, like that. There. Like that. Dig it. There we go. Woo, that sucker just flew right out of my hand. Rude. Sorry about that. If that was really loud, I apologize. That's a little too green. Let's go with this super soft yellow. What color are you? Lemon yellow light. Let's see if that'll skim in there without me needing to get chalks or anything into this piece. Right there. Well, yep. Like that. Maybe the tip of that. I kind of like that blob right there where we got a little bloom right there. Looks like the stalk has a little bit of a wound, which I'm not opposed to. Alright. Another one right there. Kind of digging it. Kind of digging it. Come around like that. There. Oh, that's enough of that guy. I'll come in here with some more white. Get a little bit of sparkle here and there. A bit of shine. Edge right there. Good. Why not? Okay. I'm going to come in. It will. Right over the top of those yellows. That yellow green, and kind of give it a little gloss. Don't like how yellow it got. Yeah, I think that's better. come in here on the wing and add a little shine. There. Shine right there. There. I know it's just details, but one of those things, once again, I get super carried away with. Maybe we'll do a little polka spot shine on some of those polka spot areas. Take that. Looks cool, right? Down. Good. Kind of digging it. What do you guys think? Are you digging it or not really? Is it too busy for you? A little bit of shine in there. I like it a lot. I'm liking it. Usually, generally speaking, the pieces that I really, really like, other people don't dig at all. They don't do well on the channel. Pieces that I'm like really like, oh God, this is awful. I'm gonna put it up anyways, but I despise its very existence in my life. Yeah, we're going, straight to death, apparently. If I put something up that I just feel that way about, it will do great. It will do phenomenal. Blows my mind. Get in here and get a little glow on those. A little glow there, there. There. Some fuzzy glow right there. Are we digging it? All right, let me look at, let's see what I got going on. I love these little tails coming off the top of the wings, kind of a lot. I'm not so thrilled about this situation down here, but that's all right. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I was going for like, I was in my head going for exact and perfect butterfly, but this was more fun, more experimental. I dig it. Like, I like it more than I thought I would. I think I need a lighter. Actually, maybe some white on here to soften out. Like up here, little ruffles. Little highlights here and there. Especially in the lighter areas. Like that. Pull that down. How's that? Do we dig it? Maybe a touch of pink. Oh yes, that's a super soft pink. That's more of a peach. Well, you don't know till you know. That's not bad. Let's get a little bit of texturing. It's not terrible. It's not great. What's that? Petal textures. I mean, it's a made-up flower at this point. So what difference does it make what I do to it? None. That's what. No difference whatsoever. A little shine there. Maybe a bit there. Alright. Okay, I'm going to stop messing around because, like I said, I could pick at this for way too long. But I like the whimsical. I like the crazy colors. There's a lot of color going on this piece. What do you guys think? I'm going to go ahead and gently, because this paper, the one thing it doesn't really care for is tape. And the trick is to go super slow. So you're getting this super slow tape peel. Na-na! See? Tore it a little tiny bit. Super slow. Gently. You can also use your heat tool and gently warm the tape, and the sticky, it won't be as sticky and it'll come up better. 45-degree angle helps a lot, and pulling away, especially if you have paper that's really delicate. We get this super slow motion tape peel. I feel like there should be tense music playing right now. See, tore it a little bit. But if you're tearing away, it won't tear into your piece. I've done that too. Tearing away too fast, and instead of pulling away, I was pulling towards, and I tore a big piece into my painting. I was very sad. That video did not make it to YouTube. And there is our piece. I should have zoomed out. I'm sorry. I apologize. I like that this is very disconnected from the background, and he kind of blends in a little bit. I kind of like that a lot. This spot here is bugging me. I wish I hadn't done that. Can I soften it and pick up some of it? Here's where we destroy the painting. Nope, we cannot. We're just going to leave it alone. I just made it more green, so now it stands out a lot better, doesn't it? I made it all green. That's better. Okay, we'll leave it alone. Stop picking. So there's our watercolor practice for today. A little touch of colored pencil at the end for sparkle. I don't normally do that, but if you want a colored pencil that will give you sparkle on a piece, this is the one. I bought a box of 15. I've already blown through 3 of these suckers with different art things that I've been doing. So, paper is dried super flat. Check it out. Pretty great, right? 300-pound watercolor paper. Here is our close up. Look at all the textures and all the pretty color. My wild, crazy flower situation. I actually really like the flower. And then my moth butterfly creature. I kind of dig it. I don't know. What do you know? What do you think? What are your thoughts, you guys? All right, I'm gonna stop talking because at this point I'm just rambling And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.